So you want to get sponsored in the fishing industry. You want to have a relationship with a brand or product, your favorite tackle company. You want free baits. Maybe you want to check. You want to show you're successful before grinding it out in the industry. Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about sponsorships and a little bit about pro staff too, and how you can apply that. But first, to be honest, I got to go get me a cup of coffee, because some of the information we're going to talk about you may not know or you may not want to hear. And frankly, I just need some caffeine. So give me a second. I'm going to go get a cup of Joe. All right, got my cup of coffee here. Yeah, and it definitely hits the spot. So folks, if you watch my videos in the past or you follow OneCast Fishing, then you know my name's Ben, and I started OneCast Fishing really 2.5 years ago. It was a side business, just making and selling jigs online, but it's done pretty well, and I'm taking that business full time as I'm transitioning out of the Army, hence the beard I'm growing on here, and my official out date's coming up pretty soon. So I'll be taking it full time. So I'm going to come at this sponsorship and pro staff discussion from a business perspective. What are we looking for? Because I get messages like this all the time. You know, every day, every other day, particularly on Instagram, and folks will reach out asking, hey, can I get some free products so I can promote them on my pages? Well, to be honest, these guys have like 50 followers, 10 subscribers on YouTube. They just don't have a following, and I appreciate the grind that they're doing. 100% appreciate it, because I've been grinding on social media for a couple of years now. But as a business owner, it doesn't make sense to give free product away like that, because there's no return on investment, and it just doesn't make sense. So again, I'm going to come at this from a business perspective. We're going to talk about sponsorships and how you get sponsored in the industry, or 3 ways. And then we'll talk about pro staff and how you can use pro staff to your advantage to get along to that more sponsorship type deal. Sponsorships. What is a sponsorship? Well, it's simply an agreement, a relationship between an individual and a brand or product. This individual promotes a brand or product, and the company hopes to make more money. So what's the easiest way to get sponsored in the fishing industry? Well, be one of these guys over here. Yeah, we've got Kevin Van Dam, Rick Clunn, Greg Hackney. It's not easy to get to their level, but they've won millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars, a lot of tournaments, huge names in the industry. You're at this level, you're going to get sponsors. And why are you going to get sponsors? Well, because you're an authority. You win a particular tournament on a brand, on a particular company's product. People will go out there and buy it. You do promotional videos, you do trade shows, seminars, right? These guys still do a lot of work from the companies they promote, but people are going to listen, and they're going to go out and buy that product, right? There's a return on investment there. Now the company, like these guys, right, their sponsorship deals are pretty nice. They get free product, free boats, big fat check from the company, right, for tournament fees, living expenses, etc. But when you're that successful at that level, yeah, you get pretty big sponsors, nice plush deals, and companies will be fighting over you. Now, if you're watching this, you're probably not one of those guys, right? But there's another way in the tournament scene you can get sponsored, and that's by being a regional pro. So regional pros, and there's several of these around the country. They win a lot, or they do really well in big state tournaments, 100, 150 boat tournaments, big like the Opens or what was the Costa Series, right? Some of these big regional events, Southeast, Midwest, out West, right? And they're extremely well known in these regional circuits. Because they're extremely well known in these circuits, they have authority there, right? They can get people to buy certain products. And so a smaller, more regional company, more of a small business, right, is probably going to work with them, and they may be willing to do a pro type of sponsorship deal, just at a smaller scale. Of course, these guys are still going to do work in the off season, make videos, work trade shows a lot. There's still a lot of work involved, but regional pros, right, even not at the level of the Elite Series or MOF, but there's still an ability to get sponsorships in the tournament scene, definitely, for sure. So if you're watching this video, you're probably not one of the guys we just talked about. So there's another way you can go about getting sponsored in the fishing industry, and it's to be one of these guys. And yeah, there's some famous faces there, and that's hard to get to their level too. I mean, you see the Googans before, you know, they had their own company. Gene Jensen, Fluke Master, the guys at Tactical Bassin, right? These guys, these content creators, and there's a bunch out there. They have tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of subscribers, followers, right? And they get hundreds of thousands of views on their videos. Huge authenticity with their audience. So when they use a product, talk about a product, people are likely to go out there and buy that product. And so that's why it's advantageous for a company to work with someone like this and give them a sponsorship. Now, they may get a pro type of sponsorship, but in reality, a lot of these content creators at this level work on a brand ambassadorship type of deal. And what this means is, yeah, they may get a certain amount of free product or free product up to a certain dollar amount, But if you've noticed, a lot of these folks have affiliate links or discount codes. All right, and so when you purchase a product using that link or that discount code, that company tracks it. And a lot of times these guys get a percentage of that revenue, 10, 15, 20%. You know, every deal is going to be different. You know, each contract is going to be different depending on the content creator in the company, but usually they get some type of benefit. Obviously, it's beneficial for someone who creates content like this because they're monetizing their content, their channel in another way. And so it helps them to continue to do what they do and their passion. But it helps the company out because when a company's products are seen or demonstrated by these folks, it's seen by hundreds, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people over and over again. And it definitely leads to a brand awareness and a lot of times sales. So that's really the second way in the industry, is to become very successful and grind away and have a platform like this. Now I got to get real close for this one, because the most important way and the third way to get sponsored in the fishing industry, well, just kidding folks, just kidding folks. No one wants to see me up that close, trust me. So the third way to get sponsored in the industry, and it's similar to the way that the first group, those tournament pro level elites or even regional pros or their social media stars have, is to generate sales. Now those guys have it easier, right? Because they have huge following and authority. But if you generate sales for a company, they're going to be willing to work with you and maybe negotiate a more of a sponsorship type of deal, whether it's brand ambassadorship or a bigger discount. There's a lot of ways you can do this, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this in the Pro Staff section, how you can apply Pro Staff and be able to generate and drive sales, provide value. But it ultimately comes down to that. Get the company more money, they're going to be willing to give you more free product or give you money. And that's just kind of how it works, right? To be mutually beneficial for both you and the company, provide lots of value. Let's switch it up now. We've talked about sponsorships and some of those types of deals. Let's talk about Pro Staff, and then eventually how you can use Pro Staff to your advantage to maybe get to a sponsorship type deal. Now first off, Pro Staff stands for promotional staff. It doesn't stand for professional staff. Right? It's a promotional gig, and a lot of companies have it. Now we at OneCast Fishing, we have our own Pro Staff program, and I'll explain the details of ours because it's very similar to a lot of programs out there. Once you purchase our product, use our product, you're eligible to join the Pro Staff. You're accepted. From then on out, you get a 15% discount on all our products. Right? It's tied to your email. Right? It's for you only, but you also get another discount code to give out to friends, family, whoever you want. That's 10%. Again, each company will be a little bit different, but this is generally how a lot of Pro Staff programs work. Now, it's beneficial to you as an angler because if you believe in a company's products and you're going to use their products and they catch fish for you, you get a little bit of a discount, right, to offset the cost. For us as a business, right, our benefit is, yeah, you're going to put that code up there for other people. You may generate a few sales that otherwise wouldn't have happened. But the real benefit is if you're on a Pro Staff, you're generally going to be a repeat customer. You're going to come back over and over again. As a small tackle business, that's extremely important to get that strong, loyal following and repeat customers. And so it's a mutually beneficial relationship, this Pro Staff program, between a customer or someone who enjoys our brand or a brand of a company, and then also economically beneficial to the company. Just talking about the mechanics of Pro Staff and kind of how it works and how ours work. Now let's take the Pro Staff concept and how you can apply that to hopefully move along to get a better type of deal or more of a sponsorship type of deal. Whatever that is, more free baits, bigger discount, brand ambassadorship type of deal, etc. Even if a company doesn't have a Pro Staff, you can apply some of the similar principles to work towards that better deal. Number one is obviously buy their products, use their products. If you're in the Pro Staff, you're already doing that. But two, right, make sure you're only fishing that one particular category. So, you have brand loyalty for a hard bait maker, soft plastics, jigs, right, rods, electronics, right. You got to demonstrate that brand loyalty. Number two is obviously when you get their products, a new order comes in, you rigged up their product, you're catching fish in their product, take pictures, tag that company, right, over and over again. Because if it's a one-man show or a small company, the owner is probably going to start recognizing that you're promoting the company. If you're on the Pro Staff, great. He's working hard, he's grinding. Even if he's not on the Pro Staff, man, this dude is doing work for free. He really loves our products, right? He's doing a lot of work. So make sure you're doing that, right? It gets in the back of the heads, and they start recognizing, these companies will start recognizing the people doing that type of work. But then it all comes back down to, as we talked about, how to get sponsored is driving sales. Right? If you're representing a company or you want to move to that special deal, go to your local clubs, your high school teams, your college team, get them to buy it. Go think outside the box, right? And besides just that, or friends and family, right? You may have a discount code, right, to get them to buy the product. But think outside the box and go to local tackle stores, right? If they don't carry that particular brand's products, introduce them, develop the relationship, try to get their products in those stores. You know, start trying to help grow business for the company. And you start grinding away, doing that type of work, providing value to the company, when either doing it for free or you're just getting a small pro staff discount. You start doing that consistently, providing value to the company's going to work with you. Now, it may not be like the pro level stuff. It may just be a more significant discount. It may be free product up to a certain amount. Right? You know, the deals can be negotiated based upon value that's provided and the company financials. But you start grinding away like that, that company's going to be willing to work with you. And that's just, you know, that's just the truth of the matter. That's how you got to do it. Well, folks, there you have it. You know, I've been wanting to do this video about sponsorships and pro staff for a long time. I just haven't sat down and done it yet. You know, I wanted to approach it from a business perspective, which I think I've done here, because there's some videos out there, some tips about how getting sponsors from an angler perspective or as a content creator. But I had to approach this, at least for the fishing industry, as a small business tackle producer, you know, what we're looking for in these type of relationships. So again, appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you like and subscribe for more content. With that said, the next video you'll see of mine, I'll either be getting ready for Florida or already down in Florida. I'm taking basically a 2-week trip. I'm going to fish the Harris chain for a week, and then Toho, East Toho, Kissimmee chain for about another 5 or 6 days. So a couple of weeks of Florida fishing. This is the time of the year to go down there. Time of the year, if I want to try to break my PB and catch a double digit, this is the time to do it. So it's a different style of fishing. Hopefully I figure it out, but it's going to be much better weather. We're supposed to be getting some snow tonight, and it's like 80 degrees down there in Orlando right now, so I am looking forward to getting down there. But again, appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you like and subscribe and stay tuned. Go out there and fish. And a lunker, they're one cast away.